Welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my real P&L on 4 accounts and I share my proprietary safe wheel strategy for free. All right, let's get started here. I want to make sure my audio is working. You guys hit the comment section there for me. Let me know that everything is working okay. Also, be sure to post any questions you might have. If you have any questions about anything that I'm trading or options in general or anything like that, be sure to post your questions earlier rather than later. So let's talk about the earnings edge first. I'll get into the first thing that I'm trading here, the earnings edge. And we can see here that so far this year, I've traded TSM. This actually closed this morning right at the open and made $2,336. So that's nice win. Open up with a win here. Let's put that into the spreadsheet. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, so with this, let me make sure I'm on the right account here. This one, so what's the P&L? It's 83.72, or the net lick, I should say. The net lick was 83.72. So let's put that in there. It was 6,400 last week. So that's a good little turnaround. Oh, actually, I need to update this. 6,400. I need to update the spreadsheet. I'll do that later. But 83.72. So you can see that my earnings edge account's up 67% since inception. And the S&P 500, let's see what SPY is trading at this morning. I think it was close to $6 or $600. It's $598.29. 598.29. Okay, so since the beginning of 2022, the S&P 500 is up about 26%. The earnings edge is up 67%. So you can see one trade on the earnings edge can just turn the whole account around, which is what happened. And you can see that with the earnings edge, I've got 33 wins, 27 losses, 9 break-evens, 55% win rate. And this is since I made my update in 2022. And my average win is 702, average loss 622. Now, I did make another change, another update to the earnings edge this year. So this particular trade right here, TSM, is the first trade with the newer update. So far, so good on the new update. Been doing some back testing and figured out might be a better way to tweak that to earnings edge trade. Okay, let's get into the next account here, PL5 Pro. The PL5 Pro is specifically designed to make money in all markets, as opposed to, hold on a second, I have a drink. As opposed to, there we go. As opposed to the PL5 Pro S&P 500 variant, where it's designed to just outperform the S&P. Okay, so let's keep going here on the PL5 Pro. One thing I'd like to say is, Steve, you helped me out with the audio. Thank you, I appreciate that. And also, less is more. Steve gets this, show me this. So less is more says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. I forget about Happy New Year, Christmas, things like that. I'm just focused on trading. That's kind of my personality. But I do have to slow down and say Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you. Thanks for that. Less is more. All right, so we're here at the PL5 Pro. Let's take a look at the account. Let's see here. Which account are we talking about? We are talking about count 527. I've got a lot of accounts here. 527, this one here. Let's look at the net lick. 467,360. 467,360. Let's call it 467,360. Oh, so it's down a little bit. 467,360. Down a little bit here from last week, or down $1,000 or so. As you can see, since inception, July 19, 2024, started with 403,907. currently up to 467, 360 a month, $63,453 over that 6-month period, up 15.71%. When the S&P from that same time period is up 8.98% over that last 6 months. So you can see how the PL5 Pro is doing, designed to make money. Goal here, goal, make money in all markets. Conservatively. Right? So if I have over $100,000, this is where I put my money. Now let's talk about the next account that I manage, which is the Premier Level 5 Pro S&P 500 variant. And actually, I'm going to call that new this year because it's going to be called now the S&P Premier Level 5 Pro Light. And I'm going to kind of call it here Plan B, so I wouldn't worry too much about what Plan B means. But basically, Plan B means that I'm running this, that the goal is here, the goal outperform the S&P 500. That's a different goal than trying to make money in all market environments. Okay, so there are slightly different goals here. Let's see what happens here. Let's move this over one. Or even a little more. Yeah, so that's a different goal, outperforming the S&P versus making money in all markets. Those are two different goals. Okay, so this particular goal, this is now the PL5 Pro Light Plan B, is to outperform the S&P 500. Let's see what the account is trading. Let's see what the P&L is on this account. This is my, okay, so on this account, this is my IB account. And I can't show the whole screen because it'll show my account number, unfortunately. So here is my IB account. Here you can see the balance is 33,666. 33,666. So let's go to the spreadsheet there and let's see, evaluate the performance of what's going on here. Oh, so it's up about $600 this week. 33,666. Yeah, about $600 from last week to this week. Started on July 16, 2024, about 6 months ago, with $30,000. Now I'm up at $33,666. I'm up $3,666 or 12.2% since July 16, 2024. The S&P 500 since July 16, 2024 is up 6.22%. So you can see that the Premier Level 5 Pro Light is accomplishing the goal of outperforming the S&P 500. Now, with this trade plan, you have to know that if the market goes down or the market crashes, this my P&L is going to go down with the market. But overall, it's designed to outperform, regardless of what the market's doing. It's going to go with the market, but it's going to outperform the market. That's what it's designed to do. That's what it's doing so far, and that's what I expect it to do based on back test and forward test. So that's a different trade plan, different goal, and something that I would do with 30,000, somewhere between 30 and 100,000. I'd put on a little more risk. It's more risky than the PL5 Pro, but because I'm trying to get my, this balance up to 100,000, right? So I want to take a little more risk. So I'm using the PL5 Pro Light Plan B, and I'm okay with taking more risk. Okay, let's talk about the safe wheel now. What's going on with the safe wheel? I'm going to take the balance of the safe wheel first and put it into the spreadsheet. So what is my safe wheel account? It's this one here. 5434. 5434 is my net lick. 5434. I'm sharing my net lick. 5434. 5480. So it's down a little bit from last week. And I've got to update this 2024. So I'll go back here and update this. And you can see that I was down about 15%. And last year on this the market was up about 24. Well, it's a little bit different than that, but I'm going to go overall since 2022 right now. These numbers are accurate. Where the safe wheel is up 8.68 and the S&P is up 25.97. Now, the safe wheel does have about half the risk, about half the volatility. So you could technically double this money. Even if you do that, the safe wheel has been underperforming the S&P 500, which is fine if that's what if you want lower risk with your money, this is a great way to go. You can go with the S&P 500 over long term. That's always a good plan too. But you've got the long term. Remember, we had that lost decade from 2000 all the way to 2010, where your money didn't make any, where the S&P didn't make you any money. That's the risk you're taking with the S&P 500. With this plan, you're going to conservatively grow. So far, you can see I'm up 8.68%. I'm not going to say what you're going to do. I'm just saying what I've done. And it's a great way to learn how to trade options too. And it's a safe wheel. It's a wheel, but it's hedged. All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what I'm going to do now with the safe wheel. So the current position I am in, you can see year to date, I'm up $2. So basically breaking even with the safe wheel. I'm trading LI. And now that I'm going to trade this account, because I've traded this account live with everything except for these $5 long calls, these are the things I trade on Fridays, but I spend $5 on them. So everything outside of trading or spending $5, I have shown every single trade live. Okay, so first thing I need to do is figure out where am I. So do I own any shares? No, so I'm not going to be looking to make a covered call or sell a call against my shares. Next question I have is my put hedge, is it good? Does it need to be changed? So first question is, do I own 200 shares? No. If I did, I would look at it and see if it paid off, but it doesn't matter. That's a no. Next question is, how many days? Is it under 100 days because it'll depreciate too fast? 165 days left in the trade, so no, nothing to do. And the third question is the strike price within 70% of the price of the underlying? So 20 divided by 24.33. Let's see if I'm within. Pretty sure I am. 20 divided by 24.33. That is 82%. So it's not under 70. So my put hedge is good. Nothing to do with that. Now, again, I bought this call on Friday. I've got this long call protecting the hedge. So I have a hedge for my hedge. Paid $5 for it. So I've got that. So I've got my hedges in place. Now I'm going to run the wheel traditionally now that my hedges are in place. What am I going to do? Well, I don't own any shares. I'm not going to write a covered call. I'm going to sell a put. And I like to do that in the time frame of 1 week at the end of this week, because I get the most premium bang for my buck because everything expires. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sell a call. So let's go into trade. Make sure LI is here, not Tesla. LI, okay. And I'm going to go here 4 days until expiration, and I'm going to sell a put. I want to get at least around 24 cents at least, because I'm trading at $24. So let's see. If I sold the 23.50 put, I'd only get 20 cents, and I want to get at least 24 cents. I want to get enough premium to make this worth my while. So I'm going to go to the 24. It's out of the money by 33 cents. It's out of the money, and I'm getting at least 24 cents for it. So I'm going to sell one of these. I'm going to do one because of my sizing. I have between $5,000 and $10,000, so I'll do one of the normal wheel, and then I'll have 3 put hedges. Okay, so it's a 1 to 3 ratio. If I have between 10 and 15,000, it'll be a 2 and a 6. So I'll be doing two wheel contracts, and I'll have 6 put hedges. But right now I have between 5,000 and 10,000. So I'm going to sell this call right here, this $24 call. Bid price is $37. Let's see if I can get that. I'll do one of these, and this will expire at the end of the week. And this is where I can kind of pick up the most premium. And it's not filling, so I'm going to see if I can get 36 cents or $36. And I did get that. I filled there. So now I have my wheel running where I sold my put. I could get assigned at $24, and we'll see if that happens next week, and I'll own shares. Or Like last week, I sold a put and I did not get assigned, so I just kept all the premium. Okay, so that's pretty simple there as far as the safe wheel. That's where we are. And those are the trades that I make for this week. Now, let's talk about any questions or comments that you guys might have. And again, you can ask me anything about options. I've been trading options for about 30 years now. So if you have any questions about that, definitely you can throw those my way. All right, less is more says, nice to see EE taking off in a positive note already. Oh yeah, definitely. The earnings edge is doing quite well already, right? $2,300 profit on a $6,400. I mean, that's like a 25% or something gain, 25, 30% gain. But, there's some risk with this trade, but there's some good rewards also, especially the newer way that we're doing it. I think there's more potential, obviously. I mean, that's why we're doing it this way. There's more potential with this newer updated earnings edge trade plan. And well, you can see that so far that has, that's worked out, because the amount of money I just made on TSM, it would not have happened in the older trade plan. So yeah, it worked out good. Okay, 270 Mad Mike. Is there any way to get a clean copy of your sheet trackers, or at least a copy to kind of emulate? I'm assuming you're referring to my safe wheel, which I need to update, by the way. I need to write that down because I'll forget. Update the safe wheel spreadsheet. So you're asking me, is there a way to get a copy of my spreadsheet? I think that's what you're asking. My sheet trackers, really, there's nothing special about them. They're not, I'm not a spreadsheet wizard. I mean, I just, they're very simple. Look at, just the division here and the percent returns, and they just kind of add them all up. It's nothing really complicated to put together yourself. I would do that. See. Less is more here. Another question. Can you describe the difference between the PL5 Pro and the PL5 Light? Yes. Okay. So there's 4 different market types. In the PL5 Pro, in the bull market, it's fairly neutral. You're going to make a little bit of money. You're going to be neutral. In the sideways market, you're going to make money. In the grind down market, you're going to make money. In the crash, you're going to make money. This is the PL5 Pro. Now the PL5 Light, plan B, you're going to make money in the bull, as opposed to the Pro, you're just going to be neutral. And then when you get to the sideways market, both of them make money. The Pro and the Light make money. And when you get to the grind down, the Pro is going to make money, but the Light is probably not going to make money, but it is going to outperform the S&P. And then when you get to the crash market, the Pro is going to make money, and the Light is also going to probably lose some money, but it's not going to lose as much as the S&P 500. That's kind of the basic difference between those. As you can see here coming across the screen, I'm going to have a event that will take place here late January, where I'm going to go over. One of the things I'm going to go over is specifically the differences between the Pro and the Variant. And if you have about $40,000 to $100,000 in capital, I'm going to go over this trade system and how to get involved with it and the advantages of it and some training on it. And you'll get the real specifics on that. So I would keep watching, and I'm going to have a registration page for you later. Probably by next week, I'll have one in the link in the description. Not this week yet. So hopefully I explained that, the difference between the Pro and the Light. Avery says, hit the like button. If you like the fact that I share my real P&L or my net liquidation of my actual account every week, if you hit the like button, you might help me put pressure on other instructors that make promises that they should start sharing their portfolio P&Ls. I want them, if they're going to make a promise, they should share their P&L. If you agree with me, hit the like button. Will says, who got first for the year? That sounds like Steve when he said the audio was good. I don't see the shovel in here. Avery says, you have it mixed up. The light is to outperform the S&P. So just to be clear, in case I got it mixed up, the Pro is to make money in all markets, and the light is specific to outperform the S&P 500. Okay, yes, the Pro is for all markets. And I'll get very specific into that in my training coming up here in a few weeks. Will says, do you think crypto will ever have options? Don't they already? They don't. I don't pay much attention. I own a little bit of Bitcoin, and I just don't even hardly look at it. It's just for the long term. And it's not something that I trade. It's just something that I just hold, and it's just a little bit. So I don't know. John Doe, how'd you get that name? General discussion. Why doesn't traditional financial advisors, why don't they use options? My opinion, they don't have they're more focused on obtaining clients and marketing. And then typically they sell somebody else's product, right? So somebody else is like doing the due diligence of making money or figuring out what stocks to trade or what have you. And then they're more focused on, trying to get clients. But then the ones that actually do their own trading and everything, now you're going to combine that trying to get clients, which takes a lot of time and effort and energy, with trading options, which takes a lot of time and effort and energy. And those are two different professions, right? So now you're kind of doubling up when it comes to being a professional. So I think that's the reason why. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But with the PL5 Pro and the PL5 Pro Light, I've simplified how to trade options. But I guess some of those guys, the financial advisors, they don't necessarily know who I am, or they don't take the time to learn about options, I guess. Will, I know I've asked this before, but I want to pick your brain. Do you think about ways to use AI in your trade system? The only way that I want to use AI is through coding. And the only way I want to use coding is giving me the ability to backtest faster. Do I plug in my trade systems and my trade plan into AI? No, that's proprietary. But do I want to do backtests using AI? Yes, I do. So that's kind of the way I think about it. And John Doe says there are crypto ETFs that have options. Okay, there you go. You can trade options on the ETFs of the cryptos. Oh wait, Shovel was first here. Here he is. He's the first one in the first one here in the year, because he says first. Steve has a question. Do you have grandchildren yet? And the answer is no. And I'm 57 years old, and all my friends have grandchildren, and I don't. Obviously, you can tell that I do want grandchildren. That will make you more aware of Christmas. Yes, you're probably correct. Shovel, hit the like button. So Shovel agrees that the fact that I share my P&L is something that he probably wants other instructors to do also. That's why he says hit the like button. Will, there it is. The first of the year. Congratulations, Shovel, you're here. And Avery says shade. Okay. All right, you guys have any other questions before I hit the live stream? So this is typically when I like you guys to hit your questions in early, because at this point, sometimes questions come in late as I as I come to the end of the broadcast, which I am coming to the end now. And one thing I like to always say at the end is, if the P&L is not real, What else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week, and I appreciate you guys.